Hey everyone, it's Monday, March 23rd, and since it's a Monday, it's a watering day for many of the orchids here. So I thought it would be interesting to just go through a bunch of these orchids as I weigh them, and just to check out the variability and the unpredictability of their absorption habits as we go from week to week. So I'll be very quick with each one and just present the facts, and then you can come to certain conclusions based on those facts. So first up is Orchid G4. It's in great shape. It has 2 full flowers now and 2, possibly 3 coming on in the future. The last time I watered this was 2 weeks ago, March 9th. I watered it for 24 hours, meaning I put the water in on a Monday morning and dumped it the following Tuesday morning. Take a look at the maximum saturation weight, 38.8, and that was on March 4th. So let's weigh it today. This is 2 weeks later now. And it's 38.3, so it's lost 1/2 of an ounce of water in 2 weeks. And here's approximately what a 1/2 an ounce of water looks like. So what I'll do with it is water it tonight at 6 p.m. and leave it in there for at least 12 hours until the following day. Next up is G5, and it has 2 almost completely formed flowers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 more to go. Its roots are in serious growth mode, aside from the flowering that's happening. Let's look at the watering schedule. And it looks like last week I watered it on a Monday night. That says 3:16, 13 hours. Let's weigh this one up. Now, it achieved an MSW of 32.5 2 weeks ago, so let's see where it's at. And it's at 32.5. So owing to the fact that the roots are growing, that it's flowering, I'll water it tonight for 12 hours. W18 is in growth mode. Leaves are growing. And the roots are growing considerably, but there's no new flower spike, and I'm hoping to see one soon. Anyway, looks like I watered this last Monday at night and for 18 hours. So I went from basically 6 to noon of the following day, 6 p.m. to noon of the following day. All right, let's weigh this one up. Its MSW was 22.5 approximately 2 weeks ago. Today it's 22.1. So we'll give this some water for 12 to 18 hours tonight. Next up is Orchid 19. It has 10 very healthy leaves. The roots have stopped growing at this point. There are no green tips anywhere. Maybe there's one. But take a look at the inflorescence. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buds. Now this one's been taking in a lot of water recently, so on March 9th I upped it to 24 hours. Last week, 18 hours. The MSW of 37.5 was established on March 11th. Let's see how it's doing today. And this is crazy. It's actually gained 1/10 of an ounce, so it's at 37.6. It originally flashed at 37.7, so it's on the high end of 37.6. So this orchid, after a week, has actually added mass to itself. And now that I'm taking a closer look, there are a lot of green root tips. So the roots are still growing. So that's a surprise, considering the fact that it actually gained weight. So since it's in growth mode in so many areas, I'm not going to back off on the watering, and maybe it'll even gain some more weight next week. I featured W4 before. This is one of the formerly almost rootless orchids, whose roots I brought back to life by repeatedly watering it every other day for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes and putting in fertilizer and just waiting and waiting and waiting. So here it is. And you know, it's basically been just sitting around for months. These big leaves finally firmed up, and today I noticed that this new leaf here is really starting to grow. So last week I watered it Monday night and just left it in there for 10 hours. The MSW established in February, it looks like, was 15.4. Let's see what it comes in at today. And we have 15.2. So I'll just continue watering this as I've been doing. And W7 is another one of these rootless orchids that I had. And these are new roots. And I've been a little wary about this one because the roots are really filled with water. And when I do water it, I put in very little, just so that it like touches the bottoms of the roots. And for months, it's pretty much been just thumbing its nose at me. Hasn't done much, and it'll probably start growing now with the spring coming on. But the two big leaves have always been stiff, and we have these two new leaves forming in here, although there isn't much growth apparent anywhere. And I've watered this last week for 10 hours at night. It established an MSW of 16.2 in September. So let's see what it is now. And it's 16.2. It hasn't budged. So I'll just continue doing the same thing. And there goes 16.1. And just playing the waiting game with it. Next up is W9 with 5 healthy leaves. It's hard to see, but there's a new one coming in over here, but they're very stiff and in good shape. The inflorescence has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buds. One's should be opening pretty soon. And there isn't a heck of a lot of growth happening in the roots. The last MSW was 16.9 end of February. And last week I watered it for 18 hours. The week before that, just 6 hours. I guess it didn't need a lot then. All right, so 16.9. Let's see what happens. And we have 16.6. So it is taking in water, and I will definitely water this one tonight. Orchid number 8 is in nice shape. It has 5 leaves. The inflorescence has a number of buds, and they're going to be pretty small flowers, probably mini flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9 of them coming in. And there's considerable growth in the roots now. There's a bunch of root tips down there. And this one's weight has been pretty consistent. The past 2 weeks, I've given it 12 hours, basically 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following day. It's got an MSW of 20, 20.1, established January 6th. Let's see what it weighs. It's coming in at 20.0. Now, on further inspection, I don't know if you can see this, but there it is. Try to focus in on it. There's a little sugar crystal that is formed on the leaf, which is telling me that the plant has more than enough resources to survive and support the leaves and the roots and the inflorescence at this point. And this is not the first time that this has happened with this plant. And what I do in this kind of situation, I just back off and I'll let it go for another week. And if we come around on top, there's another crystal right there. So further evidence of the fact that it really doesn't need any water. Next up is W17. It has 6 very healthy leaves, and there's a tiny little new leaf coming in. The roots, for the most part, have stopped growing. I really don't see many root buds anywhere. And going up to the inflorescence, we have a secondary spike coming off the original spike, which I kept. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buds. And in recent weeks, this one has been taking in considerable amounts of water. 2 weeks ago, I gave it 12 hours, and then last week, 18 from 6 p.m. to noon of the following day. It had an MSW of 28.4 established end of August, and it's kind of remained below that. I'm not sure why. I don't know if I took that when it had flowers on it. I'm not sure, but I've been trying to get the weight up on this one. So let's see what it comes in at. Yeah, it's 27.7. So I will definitely water this. And what I'll probably do with this one, which I've done with a couple of others, is on Thursday, I'll give it another 12 hours. Oh, there it just went up to 27.8. Okay. Now, Orchid 20 has a massive root system, has about 10 leaves. The roots, no, the roots are still growing. There are some root tips there on the new roots, but not a lot down here. But take a look at the inflorescence now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full flowers, and there's 7, 8, 9, possibly 10 that will occur when it's all done. And looking down at its schedule, it looks like February 24th, it was really retaining its weight. I just added an ounce. I just sprayed it in. A week later, Monday, March 2nd, 12 hours. And then what happened, I guess it's the 23rd now. So I didn't water it then until, I checked it out this past Thursday, and it was down pretty substantially. So I watered it. And I didn't note the hours, but it was at least, somewhere between 12 and 18, probably 18. And this had an MSW of 41.1 established on March 10th. Let's see how it's doing. And my God, it flashed 41.3, so it's on the high end of 41.2. So what's happening is it's adding mass now, which is a great sign. So with all those new flowers and potential flowers, I'll just give it a small amount of water tonight. 18 is another one of these orchids that it's just been plodding along for months. And the leaves are like rocks. I haven't paid much attention to this one, but it appears that this leaf has grown considerably, but for a long time, nothing really happened with it. And you can't really see it, but inside there's a new little leaf forming. The roots are extremely well developed. They're fat. And because of that, I'm very careful about watering. You know, this is an indication there's a lot of water sitting in those roots. And the health of the leaves bears that out. There's just one root tip there, so not a lot going on. I suspect they'll really start growing, you know, as the spring comes around. But take a look at the watering schedule. It's very interesting. This is through, you know, September and October. Look at this. Half ounce, quarter ounce, quarter ounce, quarter ounce, quarter ounce. Then I dumped some water, actually, after just putting in a quarter ounce following day. There was still water there. So this went on for a while. And you can see even in January, I'm spraying in a half an ounce. February 2nd, I spray in an ounce and dump some water the next morning. And then I started watering it for 12 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Here's March 9th, you know, just recently, half an ounce. So it's been holding on to its weight really well. So this established a new MSW on March 4th. And there it is. Yep, it flashed 15.1, so it's the higher end of 15 ounces, okay? So I'll give this a very small amount of water tonight. So that should do it for today, and thanks again for joining me.